I'm very much in tune with what's going on in the world, and it's very easy to get distracted by all the stuff that's going on. But the best way that I've found to make a difference in our world is to do it locally, to volunteer, to show up, to do things that we can actually tangibly see and make a difference in. And I think Micah is the example of that in our community, where we can be a community where no one has to sleep outside. We can make a difference. No matter how powerless you might feel, or how frustrated you might feel, or how excited you might feel, we can actually make a difference right here, right now, with our Coldest Night of the Year walk, and showing up, showing our support, donating funds, earning money for a beanie, and just making a difference in the ways that we know how.
Well, and too, Clay, you think the people that Micah is helping, no matter what's going on in the world, their situation's not changing, and that's where we can make a difference.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of voices out there right now who are able to celebrate or talk about how tough it is. But somebody who we're not hearing from are our neighbors, and they continue to live, and we do all that we can to help them thrive. So we can't forget about those who are truly helping right now, when everybody's kind of gotten turned upside down in some ways. Our neighbors' needs remain. Our staff at Micah, their needs remain, and the support needs to be here and needs to be there for them for Coldest Night.
And you're someone that's in the community. You see what's happening. You also see the impact that Micah has in the community, and especially at this time, it can continue.
I will say this. So we're on our third year, and one of the most powerful things about Coldest Night is just showing up. This has been a very, very cold winter. We've had snow. The snow didn't go away, and it stayed very frigid, down to like 6 and 4. But the staff at Micah, who does this day in and day out, they're overjoyed to see the sidewalks filled with people from Fredericksburg and the surrounding counties supporting their work. And that is the smallest thing we can do as a community, just to show up and go walk to support their efforts. And that's the easiest thing to do. I promise you it won't be 6 degrees. I promise you it won't be 4 degrees. Maybe it will, I don't know. But show up, walk, show that support, and let them continue doing their fantastic work for our neighbors.
Well, speaking of Micah staff, Jill, Claire, it's so important right now. This is kind of a now more than ever kind of thing, and it's for such a time as this that this community can step forward.
Yeah, there's so much noise right now. There's so much confusion and uncertainty nationwide, and it's a confusing time. And I know that there's people in our community who want to do something and who just maybe feel powerless, maybe feel like they don't have this nationwide impact. But Coldest Night is a great way to be able to do something. So CNOY.com/Fredericksburg, you go there and you sign up to walk. And that way you are showing your support locally of the work that Micah is doing with our neighbors, and you're making a real impact. If you're just feeling like you don't know what to do and you need to get out and do something, Coldest Night of the Year is perfectly timed for that. You'll be surrounded by a community of people who care about building a space where people don't have to sleep outside, and that's a big deal. We have 370 some people signed up right now. We know those numbers are going to explode in the next 2 weeks. It would not surprise me on February 22nd if we have 800 people in this park. And that is powerful. That is a powerful statement to say that locally we care. We care about how we take care of our most vulnerable neighbors. And we want to be a community where nobody has to sleep outside.
And if you've never done something like this or gotten involved, you'll feel no matter how you feel with some external things, you will feel good about this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, getting out and moving your body for one thing, and being surrounded by people who make an impact in our community, you can't not feel that. Clay might be grumpy if I say this, but the first year just for both of us planning the event and then seeing everybody show up for it. We were both in tears at various points, just tears of gratitude, seeing the way that our community supports our work with our neighbors. A big, giant couple of crybabies. And we know we'll get that again this year.
February 22nd.
Saturday, February 22nd. You go online now to register, CNOY.com/Fredericksburg, to sign up to walk and check in on that Saturday, the 22nd. Starts here at the park at 4 p.m. Then we do opening remarks, and then we launch the walkers out at 5 p.m. You can sign up to do the 5K, that's what most people do, which goes through the sidewalks of downtown Fredericksburg, walks past all of our Micah founding churches. Or if you need like a shorter option, there's a 1 mile option. So there's a different 1 mile route if you just can't do the 5K, but if you really want to be here to show your support for Micah. And then you all get to come back to this park at the end to get hot soup that's donated by a bunch of downtown restaurants, hot chocolate that's sponsored by a downtown restaurant, and warm up and go on your merry way. So it's a great night, and we are really looking forward to seeing how many people are going to be here for it.
And Clay, this is kind of like intro to Micah, because there are things, Micah does all kinds of things, whether it's feedings or just working in the community. This, you can walk and really get a feel for what it's like and see where you fit in.
It is, and it's also, I mean, to Jill's point, it provides us unity, right? Mm-hmm. Because like I might be volunteering at FUMC and doing the community dinner, but there might be somebody from St. George's, there might be somebody who's coming in from other business, and then all of a sudden we all show up in the park and we're like, oh, you do Tuesday nights, oh, I do Friday nights, and it's like that brings us together to celebrate all the little the parts that our community does to help support Micah as volunteers. But it's a celebration of all the things that Micah does, and it can educate you on all the things you can do to be part of that.
One more time, the web address?
CNOY.com/Fredericksburg. You can go on there today to register. Once you register, you get a super easy to use fundraising portal. So then you can send that link out to your friends and family and ask like, hey, I'm walking a 5K to support a homeless ministry where I live. Can you give me $25 to support me? And it's very easy to do. Anybody who raises $150 earns one of these beanies that you can pick up at check-in on that night. That number is $75 if you're a kid, $150 if you're an adult. And we know that the sidewalks of downtown Fredericksburg are going to be flooded with these beanies on the 22nd. So that's CNOY.com/Fredericksburg.